31 दिसंबर 2021 is the last date for Christian and Islam in this country.
This is a time for sane Indians to shut up Mr. Modi, shut down Hindutva ideology, shackle up groups like RSS and shun Muslim persecution and bizarre state-sanctioned pogrom. Hello everyone. Despite being the country's largest religious minority, India's Muslim communities have been frequently subjected to violent attacks and assault by right-wing Hindu nationalists. Earlier, these attacks were characterized as communal conflicts between Hindu and Muslim populations. However, with the rise of Hindu nationalism, the attacks have become more systematic, taking the shape of state-sanctioned pogroms. The riots of Kolkata in 1964 displaced 70,000 Muslims. Muslims in Kolkata became more isolated and segregated than ever before in the aftermath of the riots. In the Nayali massacre of 1983, 1,800 Muslims were slaughtered, and the incident is described as one of the most severe massacres since World War II, with the majority of victims being women and children. Orchestrated by Shiv Sena, a Hindu nationalist group led by Bal Thackeray, caused Bombay riots in 1992. Who can forget the Gujarat violence of 2002, an incident described as an act of fascist state terror? Hindu extremists under the leadership of monstrous Mr. Modi carried out acts of violence against Muslim minority population and killed more than 2,000 Muslims. Latest daily riots of 2020, which left 53 Muslims dead and more than 200 seriously injured. The riots were triggered against a citizenship law, another offering by Mr. Modi, a law that has been seen as anti-Muslim, and critics refer to it as the pogrom, a planned pogrom. The anti-non-Hindu campaign that is openly directed to Indian Muslim is gaining pace in different manner. Mr. Modi's plan is creeping into Indian-occupied Kashmir. Last year on August 5, when India revoked the semi-autonomous state of the Indian-occupied Kashmir, it also scrapped the local special citizenship law guaranteed under Article 35A of the Indian Constitution. Since then, up to 25,000 Hindus have been granted domicile certificates in Indian-administrated Kashmir. Rising fear of the beginning of the demographic changes in the Muslim-majority Himalayan region. The issuance of domicile solidifies Pakistan's stance that the major intention behind the Indian government illegal and unilateral actions of 5th August 2019 was to change the demographic structure of Indian-occupied Kashmir and turn Kashmir into a minority in their own land. The demographic shift is in fact Muslim cleansing and an open purge. Behind the purge is the Hindutva mindset. It is vital to comprehend the essential philosophy of Hindutva. According to Merriam-Webster's Encyclopedia of World Religions, Hindutva is a concept of Indian cultural, national and religious identity. The term combines a geographically based religious, cultural and national distinctiveness. A true Indian is one who participates in Hindu-ness. A staunch Bengali Hindu, Chandranath Basu, founded this principle of Hindutva. Later, the Hindu campaign was championed by Hindu nationalist volunteers organizations like Rashtriya Swamsevak Sangh (RSS), the Vishwa Hindu Prashad VHP, the Bharatiya Janata Party BJP, and other organizations, collectively called the Sangh Parivar. The term was popularized by Mr. Savarkar, an Indian independence activist and politician who propagated the Hindu nationalist philosophy of Hindutva. An ideological brochure by Mr. Savarkar, originally published in 1923 under the title The Essentials of Hindutva and reprinted as Hindutva, Who is Hindu, in 1928. Savarkar's brochure formed part of the list of works published during the British rule that later influenced post-independence contemporary Hindu nationalism. Hindus, according to Savarkar, are those who consider India to be the land in which their religion originated. He advocated the creation of Hindu state in that sense and outlines the vision of Hindu-Rashtra, the Hindu nation, as Akhand Bharat, the undivided India, that ranges across the entire Indian subcontinent. Some Indians who claim to be secular insist, however, that Hindutva is primarily a cultural term that refers to traditional and indigenous heritage of the Indian nation state, and they compare the relationship between Hindutva and India to that of Zionism and Israel. This view of these secular carry no weight because, as summarized by Merriam-Webster's Encyclopedia of World Religion, holds that even those who are not religiously Hindu but whose religion actually originated in India, like Jains, Buddhists, Sikhs and others, share in this historical, cultural and national sense. Those whose religions were imported to India, meaning primarily the country's Muslims and Christian communities, may fall within the boundaries of Hindutva only and only if they subsume themselves into the majority culture. It simply means that Muslims should withdraw from their belief and bindings of their religion. Is this explanation by Merriam-Webster's Encyclopedia of World Religion not referring to Hindutva as a purge? Mr. Modi has transformed India into Hindutva-driven, rogue and irresponsible state. His government trampled fundamental norms and rules of international laws to advance Hindutva ideology. But are the sane minds in India have also turned irresponsive to these inhuman acts? Have Indians' bigger majority converted into Sangh Parivar that dreams of Akhand Bharat through a purge? Are common Indians not worried about their identity slipping into future as insane and ridiculously nationalist mob? This is a time for sane Indians to shut up Mr. Modi, shut down Hindutva ideology, shackle up groups like RSS and shun Muslim persecution and bizarre state-sanctioned pogrom, particularly in Indian-occupied Kashmir and generally within the boundaries of entire India.